Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a very fun video because once again, we are really going to be getting our hands in the soil, really germinating a ton of stuff. Now in a second, I'm really going to be talking about what the plan is because the opening date of GoFortProduce is coming up very quickly, actually faster than I was hoping, but there's so many things we need to start just germinating. Oregano, cilantro, parsley, many things, and I could keep going on that list forever. But the plan today is to start off slow, but to get a lot done. Now, before we do go and start today's video and really talking about exactly what the plan is for today, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not missing every video, and please like this video. Let's go and start today's video. Now, going throughout the room, there's a lot of stuff we're working with. Number one, the entire zone 3 will eventually be strawberries. The back of zone 2, these two shelves will be under strawberry production eventually. But the thing is, these 4 shelves in between here are going to be under microgreen production. Now, what gets a little bit complicated is, in the meantime, before November 21st, we need to have a picture done of all the products we're planning to sell by then. Also, I really do need to clean the aquaponics system, and I really don't think I'll be able to get to that today. I talked about that in my last video, and saying I was really going to be doing it in today's video, and we're just not going to be able to do that today. Going over here, again, there's a lot of stuff to be just ready. Honestly, I probably should have started this last week, but I mean, at the end of the day, 3 weeks is still better than 2 weeks. So, throughout this shelf, there's gonna be a lot of stuff growing. Cilantro, oregano, peppermint, and basil. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is exactly how it's gonna look. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna kind of just start growing stuff, and as I can sell stuff and really notice like more demand in this certain thing, while there's less demand on this, I'll be able to kind of reorganize the shelving. Maybe a great example on this is, let's say the cilantro does way better than I ever thought. This entire shelf is going to be under cilantro, but maybe peppermint's not doing good. So we're going to bring that down to two out of 4 shelves, and then the 2 that we're taking the peppermint off will go under cilantro production, where there's 6 instead of 4 shelves producing it. So there's also the opportunity that everything could sell out every week. And at that point, it would be a good time to do that for like maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then try and buy maybe a few more shelves. Now, obviously, at some point, the generator won't be able to power that much. I mean, honestly, when I turn the entire system on, the generator shuts off, so it's already a lot to power in this room, but it was really cool stuff. Now, with a lot of these plants, we need to start germinating stuff. Now, luckily, the oregano is growing right here. It's doing really well. I'm just going to be harvesting a lot of that. I don't think I'll be probably harvesting 4 rows of it. I might just do 1, and I think I just have enough plants to just do 1 row. And I think that should be good enough. The basil will have to be germinated like this, and then it'll quickly be moved to these. So the problem is I waited way too long with the basil originally. Really, once it hits like that size, I need to transplant it into its new home. But sadly, I didn't, so I ran into a lot of overgrowing problems. Going over here, the cilantro is going to be a lot easier because you just soak the seeds for about 24 hours and sometimes a little bit less than that. I really do recommend somewhere in between 12 and 24 hours. That's usually the hot spot in that area. But usually it takes about 3-ish days for that to germinate. And then once that is going good, it'll eventually look like this over the course of the next week. And then hopefully over another week, it should start to be just absolutely thriving. So I'm going over a lot of ways we can be able to just grow cilantro. There's a lot of other things because cilantro is so cheap and the soil is also expensive to buy. So this is extremely high, but like one of these pots, it's going to cost me about $2.20 to fill it up with like the perlite and just that incredible mix. That mix right there. So going throughout the system, that's not really my best bet there. So I'm thinking that brings me down to 2 other ways. Number 1, I could grow it like this. That's not really the best because it just needs a little bit more soil, and I run into the problem of just mold starting and just them getting overwatered. Another thing I could do is just doing little pots, where even though Well, I guess in a way, I'd be using the same amount of soil as the $2, but I'm looking at a lot of ways on how to grow it. Another way to make it better is I could go with the bigger pots, even though it's going to be a little bit more expensive. I could grow it, harvest it, let it dry out, put it in the bin, kind of mix it up after a while, and then like a month later, I can reuse it. Obviously, I'll have to wash it out and get all the salt and minerals out of it. But once that's done, I could use it again and kind of cut that price in half, where I make a little bit more money for my buck, and I can just sell the cilantro even cheaper. So that's always a win-win there. But there's also a lot of stuff that has to go on behind the scenes. So I'm thinking really, cilantro for today is going to be incredibly easy because I don't have any of the cilantro ready. So all I have to do is fill up a bucket, fill that up with water, mix it a little bit, and then boom, tomorrow about this time I'll be planting everything. Now the basil will be easy too. All I have to do is lay down a germination tray and put down a lot of seeds, and then hopefully later on those will be ready also. Now a few problems in that area. So I'm going to be producing a ton of basil. Basil is going to be growing on the top of the aquaponic system while an entire shelf is going to be producing it. So I'm thinking there is a chance basil does not sell as well as I thought. So over time, I might take the shelf off and just do basil off the aquaponic system and work from there. There's a billion possibilities in the system. So I'm thinking I'm just going to start with this, doing one shelf designated for one specific thing, and we'll just see how that is. Now, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the microgreens because it takes about 3 to 5 days to germinate, and then it takes about 2 weeks before it's ready to harvest. So I guess theoretically, I should probably lay down on the seeds. I don't know if I'll have enough time to do that today, but I'm thinking really, I'm just going to have to turn on the time lapse and see how much I can get done, because once the time lapse is going, listening to some music and just really locked in on what I'm doing, I'll be able to finish and get a lot of stuff done very, very quickly. So I think for now, I'm just going to go ahead and start the time lapse, and we'll just see where we can get done with that. Well, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought. So I did all the basil. I decided to not do all the microgreens today. So, you know what, I should probably actually bring this over here. But these are the microgreens. We have a ton of cilantro germinating. I really do hope the top can get water. There's just so much, well, yeah. So I'm also doing sunflower and I'm doing peas. I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna let these soak the water for about 24-ish hours, and then about this time tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier, I want to do all the microgreens at the same time. Their rate of germination is basically the same of all 5. So I'm really gonna look into that, and hopefully in 2 weeks we'll be able to have some microgreens ready for harvesting. Turning around, we're going germinating, I guess soaking. I don't really know the word of this, but I'm doing a ton of oregano, a ton of it. And then I'm also doing mint. So hopefully by tomorrow these can be planted too. But all of these are doing incredible. I know I'm not really giving out a ton of recommendations in today's video, but when you guys are germinating stuff, consider doing a heat mat. You will be surprised with just how well they work and how much they will solve. So we'll just really have to see how everything does throughout the next few days, because there's about to be a lot of stuff we're going to be doing. Again, I've talked about this in almost every one of my videos in the last week, but I did order about 150 more strawberry plants, so I'm really, really excited for that to get back in here. But really, for the most part, the strawberries are doing fantastic. I also forgot to talk about this yesterday on the video, but I was examining some of these the older plants in here, and I noticed one of them was trying to grow strawberries. I ended up cutting that off because I want the plants to have more time to grow out their root structure. But that is a really, really good sign. So sadly, as always, this is going to be the end of the video. If you guys do like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you do not miss our video, and please like this video. Thank you all so incredibly much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys when we post next.